What would PVZ3 Evolve would look like in PVZ2 art style? Some of you may have known that PVZ3 and PVZ2 has a completely different art style. And I decided to turn PVZ3 Evolve into PVZ2 art style, showing you the process with how I did these plants. I will also honestly rate each one from 1 to 10. The first plant is bok choy. If you combine two bok choy, this will create a regular bok choy. He looks like a kid version of bok choy. This kind of plant was also punching zombies. Just like bok choy, he strikes powerful punches with zombies in its way. Looking at its appearance, I really love how cute he looks on this one. He looks like a toddler because of the big eyes and one huge tooth. And I also noticed how tiny he was in this plant. I love the details he has on top of his head. It looks like a leaf that isn't fully developed. Anyways, the animation on him looks so much cuter. He looks like a bully in kindergarten. And when attacking zombies, it's funny how he only punches using one fist. I mean, look at his other arm, it looks like it wasn't growing yet. While attacking the zombie, his facial expression was really adorable. I wonder if he would still look this cute in PVZ2 version. I started by adding bok choy from PVZ2 to make the body of our plant. After adjusting it, I started to outline the body, then proceeded to outline the leaves on top. I didn't add all since he only has a few leaves for his head. Then, I connect the body and leaves by adding a small leaf in the middle. Since we already have the body, I started to copy the actual face of bok choy and change the mouth into a cuter version, but I really think that the eyes wouldn't look cute. Anyways, I finished my outline by adding the leaf arms, since the other hand looks like a leaf. I decided to add a small rolled leaf for the arms, so it would still match the hand. I wasn't satisfied with the face, so I made it much cuter by adding details on the lower eyes. Let's now proceed by adding the base color for the whole body. After the base, I draw the hard shadow in the lower part and slightly gradient it, so it would blend in the body. Then, I used a yellow-green for the leaves of the body and gradient it. To make it look 3D, I draw the shadow for the leaves. Since we added the shadow around the body, I would also add the highlights. As well as the reflective lights in the leaf hand, it's off how the middle part looks, so I added a shadow and extra outline. After that, I filled the face using white and finished it off by changing the outline into a different color that matches the body. And there we have it, bok choy in PVZ2 art style. The first thing I noticed is the difference in their art style. I really like how I made the PVZ2 version. It really fits with their art style. He looks really cute on this one. I love how he resembles bok choy so much, especially with those eyes. I also noticed that he looks chunky on this one. Maybe because of what I did in the eyes, but he looks really cute. And the hand detail was really amazing because it looks like a toddler's hand. Although, I think that I made the eyes a bit longer, it looks a bit off. And it was funny how the teeth were also bending. Overall, I rate this one 10 out of 10. I really like the idea, and look at this one. I thought the PVZ3 version was really adorable, but I think the PVZ2 version was my new favorite look. I also like how the colors were much pale since it's a baby version. Love that small details. He would look so cool when added into the game. Next up is tater pult. This plant was really interesting. It's a combination of potato mine and cabbage pult. And the attack on this one is almost the same as cabbage pult, but instead of throwing a cabbage, it throws potato mine as a projectile. After throwing, it explodes and deals damage to the space they land on. I find this one funny and cool at the same time. They look like a father and son in a war. I mean, with the scars and matching eye patch, I would really think they came from the war. Anyways, cabbage pult looks like corn because of the yellow body, and the accessories cover most of the body. And they look really mad. Did you notice how funny the potato mine look after being thrown? He looks like a ball of clay. I wonder how this one would look like when transformed into PVZ2 art style. I started by brainstorming on how I can make this one. I used PVZ2 cabbage pult and added it as our main body. Then, used potato mine's eyes to replace the face. I also sketched the adjustment for the eyes and added the leaf on side. After the face, I sketched the rest of the body based on our reference. Then, I proceed to add the small potato mine in the basket and of course sketch the details I will be changing. After finishing the plant outline, I started by carefully outlining the sketch, as well as the body. For the colors, I used the reference we made earlier to get my color palette. After adding the green base, I also added the light brown for the body. I decide to change the leaves color into darker green and draw a shadow on the bottom. After the shadow, I draw the highlights around the body. Since we draw the highlights, I would also add the reflective lights in the basket and the lower leaves. Then, I also added some shadows and highlights for the body. Since the body is made from potato, I drew the texture using darker brown. Moving on, I filled the eyes using black, then added colors for the button of a small potato mine. I finished it off by the pupils, shadows around the face, and changing the outline into the same color as the body. And there we have it, the PVZ2 version of Tater Pult. I really love how fierce they look on this one, and it's really funny how the potato mine really fits in the basket part. He kind of looks like a molded potato in that thing. Also, I like how organized the leaves. Compared to the PVZ3 version, it doesn't have inconsistent texture and it's neatly arranged. Although I feel like the potato body in Cabbage Pult looks a bit weird, because it has a random leaves around him and stem coming out from the body. But I think it's much better to make it a potato body rather than a weird yellow thing. Overall, I rate this 9 out of 10. I really love the art style. It matches with the PVZ2 art style. And honestly, I think it's really cute that we replaced Cabbage into a potato body. He looks like a potato covered in leaves. I noticed that the leaf eyebrow doesn't really match with the body. This one would look really cool when their eyebrows are the same as the PVZ3 version. Lastly, we have Slaw Slinger. This cute weird plant is a combination of two Cabbage Pult. He looks like he's gonna punch someone with that position, but he actually throws not one, but two cabbage projectiles. It's really cool to see the transformation on this one. And the animation was a bit funny since he's getting the projectile from its pocket. And when throwing, you can't really see the animation of his arms because of the effect. But it's funny how the basket turns into an arms. Anyways, does all the cabbage in this version look messy? I mean, look at this poor guy, you can't tell what's going on in his hair. I also noticed how cute and funny the mustache is. He kind of reminds me Lorax in that mustache. Moving on, I love how cute he holds the cabbages. Speaking of cabbage, I honestly love how the small cabbage looks. I noticed how the pupils are moving. It's really cool. Anyways, let's turn this one into PV2 art style. I added this Cabbage Pult as the base of our body. Then, I added this edited part on top since he has a long body. I connect those lower and upper body by filling the middle. And for the face, I also used Cabbage Pult for that. I feel like the body was really tall, so I adjusted it to fit the reference. Moving on, I used the leaf on his head and edited it as a mustache. Since the basket was transformed into hands, I also did that by rotating it. And now, we have a plan and reference when making it. After a bit of adjustment, I started to carefully outline the body. To save some time making this, I decided to recycle the basket of PVZ2 Cabbage Pult and add it to the body. Moving on, I used different shades of green as a base for the body. Then, the highlights in the middle, as well as the shadow. I think the light color on top was a bit yellow-green, so I decided to make it a bit darker to match the body color. I wasn't satisfied with the shadow on the lower body, so made it a bit darker and also gradiented. After that, I draw the reflective lights for the bottom leaves. I finished it off by changing the outline into different color and adding the pupils. And there we have it, PVZ2 version of Slaw Slinger. He looks really funny and goofy with that face. He looks proud with that mustache. He actually looks like he was smiling with that. I also notice how chunky and short he is, and that leaves kind of looks like a skirt. The art style on this one was almost the same as the PVZ2, but a little bit cuter. Although his hair on top was a bit weird, but it makes sense since he was a cabbage after all. Overall, I rate this 9 out of 10. I really find him cute with that look. Although the PVZ3 and this version has a huge difference, this one was more clean and organized one. That is all for today's video. Comment down below. Which of these plants are your favorites and suggestions with these plants? Thanks for watching. See ya.